All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about a really fundamental shift for anyone out there with a social media following who wants to turn that attention into actual, sustainable income. It's all about moving from just being seen to actually getting paid for the value you're creating.
For way too many creators, there's this huge gap between these two things. You might have thousands, even tens of thousands of followers, all the likes, all the comments, that's the attention part. But turning that into reliable income, well, that's a whole other story. And it's exactly the challenge we're going to tackle.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Having a lot of attention feels awesome, but at the end of the day, you can't pay your rent with likes. The real, burning question is, how do you go from being popular to being profitable?
So to figure out the solution, we've got to start by looking at the old way of doing things, and why, for almost everybody, it's just plain broken.
I mean, just look at this stat. The reality of relying on platform ad revenue is, well, it's pretty staggering. It is a losing game for almost everyone. And that's because the whole model is built to make the platform money, not the creator. That tiny little slice of ad revenue they give you, that's not a business plan. Okay, so if the old way is busted, what's the new way? Well, it's all about a strategic pivot. A huge change in thinking, really. It's about going from being a signpost that just points people somewhere else to actually becoming the destination.
And this is it, the social media storefront. Now, this is not just another link in bio tool with a boring list of links. No. This is a complete overhaul of your strategy. Think of it as your own digital headquarters where real business gets done.
And right here, this is the key difference. The old link in bio is totally passive. It literally sends your most interested followers away, creating more steps and more friction with every single click. But an active storefront, it invites them in. It says, hey, come on in and do business with me right here, right now. And this new model, it completely flips the script on the math behind your business. So let's look at the numbers, because this is where the strategy gets really exciting.
Just take a look at this number for a second. $2,000+. This is what becomes possible when you stop chasing those tiny fractions of a cent from ads and you start selling your value directly to your community. And this isn't some pie-in-the-sky number. It's based on a super realistic scenario.
And earning that is so much more achievable than you might think. Let's say you have a small, dedicated audience of about 3,000 followers. If you just convert 1% of them, that's it, just a tiny fraction, into paying clients for a consultation, you can generate some serious income. We're talking about getting 30 clients a month, not trying to monetize thousands of casual fans.
I mean, when you put the potential revenue side by side like this, it's not even a fair fight. Direct sales don't just beat platform ads, they absolutely dwarf them. This is the difference between getting a tiny little crumb of the pie and owning the entire bakery.
And the best part is, this model works for everyone. It scales beautifully. You could start small with one-on-one consultations. Then, as you grow, maybe you offer group coaching sessions. And for those with huge followings but not a lot of time, you can sell digital products like courses or guides that can scale to infinity.
But listen, it's not just about the money. A storefront is about creating a radically better, simpler, and more direct experience for both you and your most dedicated followers.
We've all been through this clunky journey, right? You're forcing your potential customers through this maze. And you know what? You lose people at every single one of these steps. It's confusing, it takes too long, and it's a massive barrier to someone actually giving you their money. Now, contrast that with the storefront way. The path from, ooh, I'm interested, to I've paid and I'm booked becomes completely seamless. It's instant, and it all happens in one place. We're talking about going from a follow to a checkout in less than a minute.
And what's happening on your end? Well, think of this system as your new automated assistant. It's working for you 24/7. It handles your schedule, it takes the payment securely, it even generates the video call links. The result? You get more revenue, and you get more of your precious time back to focus on what you're actually good at.
And please, don't for a second think that your audience isn't ready for this. The data is so clear. A huge chunk of people are already paying creators directly for things they value. And that 60% who haven't, that's not a no, that's a not yet. They're just waiting for you to give them a great offer and a super easy way to pay.
At the end of the day, you're not just selling a service. You're selling a direct connection. You're giving your most dedicated fans a chance to get closer to you and your work. And in today's noisy digital world, that kind of intimacy is incredibly rare, and people are absolutely willing to pay for it.
All right, so let's bring it all home. Let's look at what this final transformation really means for you and your social media.
If you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Your most engaged followers are your best customers. Stop sending them on a wild goose chase across the internet. Invite them into your world, an ecosystem that you control, where you can build that trust and where business can happen without any friction.
And really, this applies to pretty much everyone. It doesn't matter if you're an independent creator, a fitness coach, a small business owner, a craft maker, whatever. If you have built an audience that trusts you, you can build a storefront that serves them. It's that simple.
This right here is the ultimate mindset shift. You are transforming your social media from a passive portfolio, just a pretty showcase of your content, into an active, living, breathing business, an engine for commerce that you are in complete control of.
And so, that leaves us with one final question for you to think about. The tools are here, the audience is ready and waiting, you have the skills, you have the trust. The only real question left is, what are you going to build? Is it finally time to turn your showcase into a real business?